Okay, we are going to be writing a polynomial given the zeros. Now, yesterday you found the zeros, and today we're doing just the opposite, and we're going to write the polynomials. So if you remember what we learned when we were doing the zeros, you would get something that looked like this. And you were writing the zeros, and remember, it was what made this be 0. So 2 minus 2 was 0, and you would do this. And you learned that it was just the opposite of what you saw right there. You learned a little shortcut. So today, we know the zeros, and we're going to write the polynomial, and we're going to go backwards. So our zeros are 2, 4, and -1. So when we write down the factor for 2, we write x minus 2. When we write the factor for 4, we write x minus 4. When we write it for -1, we write x plus 1. Then we need to multiply those to find the polynomial. Now you can multiply those however you want to. You see that I multiplied these two first, but you may multiply these two or even these two. Now on this particular problem, there isn't anything that you can do that would make it easier. So it doesn't matter which two you multiply first. It doesn't matter anyway, but on other problems, sometimes there might be two factors that's easier than one of them. Anyway, so we're going to multiply x times x. That gives us x squared. X times -4 is -4x. -2 times x is -2x, and then -2 times 4 is positive 8. Then you put your like terms together. That gives you x squared minus 6x plus 8. Then you're going to take that trinomial and multiply it times that binomial, that x plus 1 there. Okay, so when I do this, I like to line mine up as I go. So x times x squared is x to the third, x times -6, -6x squared, x times 8, positive 8x. And then when I do my next round of multiplying, 1 times x squared, write it up underneath the x squared term. 1 times -6x is -6x, and 1 times 8 is 8. And then you combine like terms, and you get x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 8. Now, let's do another problem. This problem just had regular looking integers, and 0 is an integer. But remember, when you get 0, you have a factor of x. Now, I'm not explaining where that came from in this video, because this is explained in other videos. But we have factors of x minus 4. Remember, you write the opposite, x plus 2. And if you have a 0, you write an x. Now, in this particular case, I would multiply, and I did, multiply these two first. That's going to give you x squared plus 2x minus 4x minus 8 when you do this, okay? And then you put like terms together, and then x times each one of those terms is x cubed minus 2x squared minus 8x. That's the polynomial. Okay, now we have a fraction, and that's why this one is here. Do you remember when we factored and we used the x method? And we ended up with a factor over here of 2/3. When you wrote the parentheses for that one, you brought that one up. It's called bottoms up. You brought that one up, and you wrote in the parentheses, you wrote 3x plus 2. So your numerators put here and your denominators put with the x. It's the same sort of thing with this one. We're going to write x minus 2. Then we're going to write the 7 here, a minus sign because it's positive, and put the 3 up front. So 3x minus 7, x plus 1. Now, I personally multiply these two first. That's the ones that I would multiply first, and it's the ones that I do. So these two multiplied give you x squared minus x minus 2. Now, I didn't go through all of that because my students, and that's who this video is for, know this math already. And then you add like terms and you get this. All right, now we take 3x minus 7, and we do 3x times x squared, 3x to the third, 3x times -x, -3x squared, 3x times -2, -6x, and then we take the next one, -7 times x squared, -7x squared, -7 times -x, positive 7x, -7 times -2, positive 14. That, when we add like terms, gives us 3x cubed minus 10x plus x plus 14. Okay? Now, this problem has a multiplicity. That just means that this particular 0 occurs more than one time. Now, we had problems in the past where you wrote down, let's say this was, you were writing multiplicity, and you may not remember it, but it was in a unit that we did in the past. So this 0 was 2, and you wrote down for me that occurred 2 times. I made you do that. You're going, I don't know what we're doing that for. And I kept saying that you would see it later used, and this is what this is. So this has a 0 of -3, and it occurs 3 times. So you see what that means. It occurs that many times. So when you see 2, multiplicity of 2, that means x minus 2 occurs twice. Now, that is not x squared plus 4. You do not just multiply this times itself and this times itself. That's not what it means. I still have students who try to do that. That's not what it means. This means that x minus 2 is happening twice. And you have to do that math twice. X times x, x squared, x times -2, -2x, then -2x, and then +4. So that's x squared minus 4x plus 4. Now take it and multiply times the 2x plus 1. Now, I'm not going to go through all of that. I think by now it's repetitive in the video. But you see the math here where I've multiplied these terms. I did these first. Then I did these, and I lined them up and got that answer. Thank you.